What's up, family? It's your girl Wisdom, and we are back with another episode. I know it's been a minute, but it's okay because we back. So what's good? What have y'all been up to? What has the vibes been like? What new projects are y'all working on? I cannot wait to give y'all updates on some new projects that I've been working on since I've been away. I am super excited to dive into this episode. This episode has been brewing for quite a minute, like for the last few weeks, just because there have been things that I've been wanting to talk about with my community, my supporters, and then there have been other things where I'm like, I might piss some people off with what I have to say. And after doing some reflection, after just sitting in quietness and coming away from technology for a little bit, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to piss some people off because I feel entitled to, you know? But all of that to say, on this episode, we're going to be discussing how to not exploit yourself as an artist. And I know some of y'all are like, what the hell does wisdom mean? What is she talking about? What is she about to get into? Is she about to get on my ass? Like, okay, do I need to go grab my journal and a writing utensil to take some notes? And the answer is yes. All of the above. Go get that writing utensil, go get that book, okay? Go get that tea, because I'm about to give it to you, all right? Number one, stop creating stuff that you don't want to create. That's like the first thing. If you right now are creating things that you don't want to create, just stop doing it. Stop doing it, or you need to find a balance. Find a healthy balance, because if it's making you money, cool. To each his own, right? For me, it don't work. It don't work. It just don't work for me. But to each his own. But you need to find a healthy balance between, if you're unhappy right now and you're unhappy because you know you are creating things that you don't want to create, stop creating the things that you don't want to create. Because then you will have a level of resentment towards your art form, towards your craft, towards even interacting and getting the oomph to even just create to begin with. So stop doing that. Number two, stop trying to keep up with the demands of society and allowing people to tell you what you should be creating, how you should create it, when you should create it, and the time frame that it needs to get done. Stop letting people tell you to do that. Don't listen to other people, okay? You can sometimes not listen to me. Most of the time I'm giving you the truth, but if it don't apply, let it fly. All right? Just saying. But stop creating things and stop trying to keep up with trends and this idea that I need to be doing this and I have to do it now, because if I don't do it, then people are not going to know my name, or people are not going to continue following me. If you are so afraid of that validation of people actually keeping up with you and people actually staying in tune with what it is that you're doing, then you are probably doing art for the wrong reasons. You are probably posting content for the wrong reasons. If that's something that you're afraid of, right? If that's something that you're not afraid of, cool. This don't apply to you. With this discussion, one of the hard truths is stop trying to be everything for everyone. As an artist, you cannot be a people pleaser, okay? You cannot be everything for everyone. So when there is someone that really wants line work done specifically, right? And line work is not what you do, in whatever aspect that you do it, okay? Stop trying to let people conform you into a box just for the money, or just for likes and clickbait, right? Do something that's unorthodox. Do something that's outside of the box, or stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Know where the fuck your lane is at and stay in it. Because you can't be everything for everybody. You cannot be the product that everybody needs, because somebody may need this and somebody may need that. Wouldn't you rather be so well versed and experienced in a thing that makes you great, instead of you have all these other things that people are telling you that you should be great in? You cannot quantify your greatness through other people's expectations. You can't do it. And when I say this, I don't mean, you can't go outside of, what it is that you actually do. So like me, I'm an abstract artist. That doesn't mean I can't go make pop art. Not saying that, right? Or try another mixed media, or that it doesn't mean that I can't go work with oils. That's not what I mean. What I mean is you taking on other people's suggestions and using other people as your source of validation, as your source of reason in order to keep creating. Stop using other people's motives, other people's ideas, or other people forcing, hey, you should do this because this is what I want. And if you do this like this, then I'll pay you for it. Don't let that be the reason why you create art. Do not do that, because then it puts you in a box. And it doesn't allow you to explore your own ideas. It doesn't allow you to seek your own truth. It doesn't allow you to get to know yourself as a creator, or get to know yourself in a new waveform where you can collaborate all your ideas together and completely be innovative and birth something that's new. So do not fear just being yourself, and allowing that driving force and that stimulation to solely come from you when you're creating. Okay. The third part of this discussion is making sure you're not creating things for mass production. And what I mean by that is I have gotten a lot of people that have been asking me about prints and duplications of my work. And that will be a whole nother video that I will get into on the reason why I do not do that as of now. I don't know if I'm going to change my mind, but we will get into that on another episode. But what I mean by just duplications of your work, stop lowering the value of your work. Stop doing that. Do not allow society to tell you what your artwork is worth. Don't do that. Unless you out here got an extravagant ass number and you copy somebody. That's all I'm gonna say. But do not let society tell you the value of your work, especially when you're in tune with yourself, and especially when your intentions of how you create is being led through innocence and purity and just from creation. Because we live in a time right now where there is no balance between respecting the value in the original work an artist creates, as opposed to everything is out there for mass production. So whether this is on Instagram, whether this is on everybody talks about a specific topic and it's all on YouTube, right? Like there's a whole feed about this one thing and different perspectives about this one thing, right? Or even with clothes, like why do we have so many brands of the same thing? And it's all doing in a way to exploit, right? So do not do this as an artist, because then you run the risk of overproducing, overworking yourself, and trying to meet demands that you just can't meet most of the time. Because the world is so progressive. We live in such a progressive space, and make sure you just do things that are in alignment with you when it comes to whether you want to produce original works, reproduce your original works as prints or anything like that, or you just want to say no. Don't allow people and their demands to tell you you should be doing this just because everybody else does it. And that's one thing that I've had to learn. Just making sure that though people are asking me, oh, can we do prints? And then my answer be no, and I'll be firm in my no. So this is another little tidbit really quickly. Be firm in your no's. That way you can say yes to yourself. I'm probably going to say this like every video though. Be firm in your no so you can say yes to yourself. Okay? Because you come first. And don't let other people invalidate the reason why you don't do something. Don't let people invalidate it. And don't let people try to steer you in the direction where you should be doing something. Consider it. Think about it. And if it don't work, cool. if you find a healthy balance with it, whatever it may be, then that's cool too. You also run that risk of not having work that is exclusive and not having work that is original. So in my case, I love authenticity. I love originals. I love one-of-ones. I love things with a certain level of exclusivity and only a certain amount of people can have it or can get their hands on it. Like, I feel like that it creates such a cool environment where people are wanting more. Like, you can keep people coming back to you because they don't know what you're gonna do next, but they know it's gonna be dope, right? And I know that about myself as an artist. I know whatever I'm gonna create, people truly believe whatever I'm gonna create is gonna be dope, and they want to get their hands on it, which is cool. But we also live in a time where a lot of people will put their things on the internet, and then you find it on Etsy. Or you find that these big world companies, they decide to recreate their works and like to claim it as their own off of somebody that is like an emerging artist, or somebody that it's a or maybe an emerging business, right? So I'm not saying to not have duplicates or make reproductions of your work, but I'm saying know the climate and the time that we're living in. If you want to make sure that you are protected and you want to make sure that you are respected and your work is valued at a certain level, then make sure you are putting in the right actions and taking the right steps to make sure that you feel comfortable in that space. Now, if you're somebody where, you know, you just want to make that money for it, and you really just don't care, and there's sometimes certain works where you just don't care. Like, I don't have a problem. Somebody may not have a problem creating a print of this just because it was cool, it's fun, everybody likes it, let's go for it, let's do it. You know, sometimes you have those works that do that. But then you have other works where it's just like, no, it has to be that one-of-one. And if it's not the one-of-one, I don't think it's going to be appreciated and valued at the same level. You know, you got to figure out what is that thing that works best for you, and just how you can, you know, protect yourself as an artist. Like, it's really important for you to do that and not fall into the patterns of, okay, well, we're doing these digital prints of watercolor and we're selling them all on Etsy so people can just hang them up in their house. And you know where most of those things end up? At Goodwill for $3. Yeah, no, that's not happening to me. My piece is not going to be ending up at Goodwill for no $3. I don't think so. It's not happening. You gonna respect this art. And you gonna respect me as an artist, okay? And by doing that, I have to not exploit myself as an artist by reproducing things in mass production that don't need to be reproduced, okay? So this is just more of like a humanitarian thing. Like, find a healthy balance, people. Find a healthy balance and don't exploit the world's resources, okay? Respect Mother Gaia, and Mother Gaia will respect you, all right? So I talked about this a little bit earlier, just having to step away from social media for a little bit, but going back into not exploiting yourself, it's okay to step away from social media. And this one took me a little bit to kind of be okay with and accept this one, just because social media has a lot of noise. And it has a lot of things that is, I forgot how some people say it, where it's, you take up all this unnecessary information and then it goes into your brain when you could use that information for something else. Like, taking up information has a lot of energy. Just like when you digest, I think it's 1/4, it's 1/4 of your body's energy to digest your food. That energy can be used for other things, right? So making sure, as an artist, if you want to take a step back away from social media, you want to take a step away from the lights beaming down your face, and you to Take the time to go outside. Take the time to reflect. Take the time to give yourself gratitude and give the world gratitude. Do it. Do it. Respect the space that you're in. If you don't want to be on social media right now, if you don't feel a drive to post certain things, so like right now, I'm working on multiple different projects that I want to hold off until my art show that's coming up, and projects that I want to hold off until I feel ready and comfortable enough to present it to the public. It is okay to do this. Do not feel compelled or forced to do it when you don't feel like doing it. You know, if you're not ready, you're not ready. And respect your not being ready. And there will be a time where you feel called and you have all the energy, you have the words, you have the ideas, and it all just on a page. You know, like where you'll have the time to just do all the things that you want to do right when you want to do it. And you have the energy naturally just to do it. Just like with me, you know, filming this and uploading this, I have the energy to do it. I finally feel I have the right words to do it. I finally feel I'm in the right space to do it. And just to come back to social media, and I feel perfectly fine. Just because I respected how I felt, you know? So it's very important just not to, number one, exploit your resources as an artist. Exploit your artistry, not to exploit your artistry and your creativity. You know, don't force yourself to try to create something that you're not ready to create yet. And don't try to force an idea when it has not presented itself. Maybe you need to go do something in order for it to come together. Maybe you need to go take a nap or go take a walk or hang out with friends and family before it fully presents itself to you. Someone is going to resonate with whatever you decide to create, but you have to allow people and the public the chance to do so. You can't get in your own way. You can't invalidate or neglect how you feel when you're trying to create something, right? And you cannot self-sabotage. You know, don't self-sabotage your ideas and your perspective on something in particular, and allow the work to speak for itself, you know? And if people want to give you feedback, be receptive to the feedback, no matter what it is, right? Be receptive to the feedback, and just being okay and confident enough knowing that you're creating something with pure intentions and you're creating something that you know is the shit. I'm gonna tell you this every time. Create something that you know is the shit, because you are the shit. So the last part of this that I just want to discuss is, you know, trust your instincts and forge your own path as an artist. Go for it. Just go for it. If there is something that you want to create, go for it. And don't care about what other people may say. Don't care about how it's going to portray. Let that be the surprise. Let the reviews, let other people's perspectives, let other people's ideas and opinions about the work that you create be the surprise and the reward at the end. And if they buy something too, you know, the monetary gain, let that be the reward at the end. And also let the reward be the simple fact that you followed through. You followed through on something that you wanted to create, and you feel happy and you feel confident about it. Let that be the reward at the end of you creating something, or at the end of you making a decision, or at the end of you taking time away to yourself as an artist. It's so important for you to do that, and to continue along that path, so that as you grow and as more people learn about you and they learn about the things that you create, they can now understand, oh, okay, this is how this artist operates. I know what to expect with this artist. I know what not to expect with this artist, you know? And they have a certain level of respect for you and your creativity. And I feel I've built that community where people respect me taking breaks. People respect me deciding to create and change my mind whenever I want to change my mind. Not that I'm saying that people have to, but there's a certain level of respect that I communicate to people, and then people value me and they value my work, and they value the time it takes for me to put things together, because I'm really particular, and sometimes I can be very I try to get things perfect, and I try to make sure it makes sense to me before I present it to the world. And I feel that's a level of respect that we all should be giving to ourselves, especially as artists, especially as creators. During the time that I was away, I had to really make sure, okay, how can I communicate all of this without censoring myself? Making sure that whatever it is that I want to communicate is the message that I actually want to communicate. And I'm not trying to make it make sense so other people don't pick it apart, because I don't really care about that, right? So making sure the art that I'm creating, the ideas that I want to express, and in whatever way that I want to express them, are not being censored. I'm working on a piece right now that I'm really excited about, that has taken time away from other pieces that I still love, right? That I want to finish, but I am in the space of working on this piece, and I'm just like, I just feel everything just wants to come out with no filter. It wants to be explicit. It wants to just pop out at people's faces, and that's how I want it to be communicated. And I don't want to leave anything off the table, and I don't want to care about hurting other people's feelings, or people feeling that the shoe fits, because if the shoe fits, then you may be the problem, right? So I say this to say, do not censor yourself, because that would be another way of exploiting yourself. Do not censor yourself as an artist. If there is something that you want to communicate and you know that it's important, whether it deals with politics, whether it deals with being a humanitarian, whether it deals with morale, communicate it. And you know it's the truth, and the truth is valid, communicate it. However you want to communicate it, whether this is through your music, whether this is through your art, whether this is through dance, whether this is the power of your mouth, the power of the tongue, but make sure you are respectable. Make sure you are respectable if it calls you to do so, you know? Sometimes you get a little leeway, you know? But make sure you are respectable, and make sure you can protect yourself as well. One of my favorite things that I've been saying a lot is, you know, when has art become about other people? When has it ever been about somebody else? When did we start creating for other people? When? I'll wait. Because I'm not going to do that. I'm not here to create for anybody else but me and whoever I'm connected with, source, right? Whoever gave me the gift to do the things that I can do, that's what we creating for, you know? And I understand that the art that I create is bigger than myself, and I communicate things that do have a message, and I'm understanding the value of my voice, the value of what it is that I want to say and how I want to say it, and the value that people put me on a pedestal without me asking, because people feel that what I have to say is important and how I communicate it is important. And I am truly honored, and I'm truly thankful for anybody that has taken the time to ever watch one of my videos, listen to me talk, or, you know, hang out with me on TikTok, or, you know, purchase a service from me and come hang out with me. You know, I'm really thankful. So I say all this to say, be yourself. Do not let society and the ways of society get in your own way, and do not self-sabotage or invalidate the things that you want to express in life. Okay? So this is how we're going to end this episode. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see y'all later. Bye.